Hello, hello, hello. Today I will be going over the Tier 9 British tank destroyer called the Tortoise, and it is one of, if not the favorite, I have all my Tier 9 tank destroyers in the garage. It is one of those beast tanks that both can be aggressive and defensive, and today we will see a very defensive battle with the Tortoise, but it thrives in these situations, the Tortoise. So we have a lot of HE. It seems that I think my chat on Twitch have been, hey Usne, can we play some Tortoise with some HE? And I replied with like, fine. And here we are with 20 HE. So we might as well spend them, blind some. We have two light tanks, enemy light tanks that we can shoot. Okay, it's very common that they like to sit in these two bushes in front of us in the middle. It's like the light tank bush. And this T95... Oh, looks like we actually blinded the T71. Ooh, how about that? Already connection in a pen with an HE. What? Why is the T95 down in the middle? That is very strange. But hey, maybe he thought of pushing and then he's like, nah, I'm gonna go away. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's a hit. Can we get another spot? Oh, he's on fire. And we... Oh. Oh, that was disgusting. Oh, that was disgusting. Even though I play this game, even though that happened, I'm still... Oh, it's disgusting. Ah, shame we couldn't wait here. A little bit too quick with the trigger finger here to shoot the Jag Panther. We could have maybe gotten a second HE pen. Third, I think it is. No, fourth, actually. Here's got a VK picking up the same area. No. Ah, tough shot to make. As you can see, the Tortoise gun has phenomenal reload. It has some good pen, 259 on AP and 326 on APCR, and it got 120 on HE. This is one of the tanks where you should have 10 of these HE, 2 bonus. I mean, you could say just 5 to always be able to score some damage shots, but 10 because you are gonna be using it quite a lot. There's a lot of medium tanks that you can pen a lower hull with, lower frontal plate. While we have a rotation going on here, we lost the completely 890 line. We can go over the gun a little bit and the tank in general. The gun is, I keep talking about how amazing this gun is. This gun is like perfect for someone like me and probably loads of you out there as well. This fast firing allows you to be aggressive, to perma-track people, to bully people away, in a sense that not many tank destroyers can do. They usually have more setback for being aggressive. This one thrives in the aggressive-ness. It comes basically down to that you can peek left side, that you show left side of your tank, so you hide that big cupola you see on the right. And if you can hide the big cupola on your right, you are dominating that area of the map, wherever it can be. It can be in the base here, it can be aggressively on the 1-2 line. Not so good. It's kind of hard to hide a cupola on the 1-2 line on this particular map, but there's loads of different examples out there where you can get this tank to be useful for you in aggressive role. Here we have the most common base defending position, but it's common for a reason that it's a very strong position. Ooh, spotted a light tank. We need to get rid of him. The eyes of the enemy team. That is uncool. But we got a reward there with a cupola shot on him. His eyes to him, he should have ducked and hide immediately. I don't know how much you can hope for penning a Tortoise on this distance with that type of gun. And in the meantime, the AMX went down. My only real backup that I have here. He went down rather quickly because he didn't really properly spot this airline. So now we are in a little bit of a... Now it's a little bit iffy here that we are sort of basically cut out. The only one who can help us is the IS, and shame we missed that shot. It's important to kill off the views and these really fast tanks, so they don't surprise me on my left or right side, depending on where I'm peeking here. As you probably also noticed, if you had very little idea of this tank, is the mobility. It's not that fast, but it makes up for it being such a strong fighting tank in itself. And what I did there is, well, I knocked down the tree without going over it. If you load HE, you have a burst radius on it, and that allows you to knock down trees, but you have to aim on the root or the base of the tree, and depending on where you aim, the tree will fall opposite of where you hit the shot. Shame we couldn't get a perma track on the STRV. That would have been a nice pickup as well. But we got it blind. I take it. And it seems like even though my whole team went the 1-2-3 line, they still lost it. And it seems like they lost it versus all the lower tiers. I guess an E75 blocked them a little bit. And even though we're playing a defensive role, we are still being very active in our movement. We're still checking left, right, all the time. Just because we don't want to be surprised. Here we're a little bit surprised by the sharpshooter, but he can always sneak up there, no matter what. We're peeking to see if we can get shot, then we get more information. And, oh, well, there we go. Got a 10 out of 5 bounce. Oof. It's a big APSR as well. I probably did not notice it. Here we're gonna do the same trick again. We knock down the tree, but this time it's gonna backfire. As you will notice. You might have noticed it already, but it has backfired for us. And I did not think of this. So where the 10 out of 5 shot me from, he's completely blocked from my view now. I don't know how good this tree is in its camo value, but if it's good, then well, I won't spot the 10 out of 5 anymore. Here we have the ISM. We don't want to be flanked by him. So there's him and the Sharpshooter can go and shoot. Or by me. So we see Sharpshooter peeks. ISM could peek behind us if we had let him, and we did kind of let them go there. We got a 1 track. And we got another track with HE, but he has a double repair kit. It must be. Because now we have to peek this ISM. We have to deal with him quickly. Hopefully we don't take a hit from behind. No, Sharpshooter took a hit, so we got backup by the VK. Whew, nice. Nice to have backup. Can we hit this? No. That's a tough shot to make, but we are desperate to kind of force them away, the enemy tanks. They have the Sharpshooter. As you can see, as soon as we fight the Sharpshooter, I'm trying to always load HE. That's a nasty hit from the 10 out of 5. Who knows, maybe I would have spotted him if I hadn't knocked down the tree, but we work with what we got. Sharpshooter is over peeking, he has a little bit issue, and he's stayed, and thank God he stayed. I probably still would be pushing him hard, but that was tough. That was tough. But we got him. More about the tank while the game has slowed down. Here I'm trying to spot with Bakukola because it sticks up so much. That's why we got spotted earlier by the Sharpshooter, and we spotted him back even though we didn't see him with in the gun view. The tank in itself has quite good armor, as you notice it. The weak point is obviously the flat front against heat, but if you can kind of avoid the heat guns, you're gonna have a tremendous time. Even when they have heat, it's not 100% pen for them. It's still a tough pen. The cupola can also bounce quite a lot when you aim for it. It's only dead center where the cupola is actually having weak armor. The rest of it is quite strong armor. The tank also has the Tortoise has also good view range, so it's very easy to get full view range, and you can then work with all kinds of different equipment to tailor it your way of playing the tank. And as a tank destroyer, it has also had really good shell velocity. The shells are not slow, not one of them. I forgot the shell velocity of the tank, unfortunately. But I have a special trick up my sleeve. 1067, 1334, and 1067. But we are kind of locked at the moment. We can't really move on. The STRV is somewhere around here. He must be, I think. Otherwise he might have shown up charging against my last few allies that are still tucked into the corner. And we have a T-95 that's also looking on us. But this is, I would say, one or the two ways you play the Tortoise. It's kind of this, you have to be very early with your decision making in what you want to do. So I went very early on saying, hey, I'm going to be defensive here. I'm not going to go and be aggressive. At the start, I just go middle just to see if there is someone, you know, getting spotted and stuff like that. And we were a little bit lucky with that. Oh, wait, STRV. Ah, we didn't do track, but we got the damage. It's important. We need to get rid of him. Can we do a shot? No. Yes. We can. He seems... Oh, T-95 spotted as well. We get another track? Yes. Oh, we got him perma-tracked. T-95 just fired as well. Oh, Tortoise. Tortoise, I'm the Tortoise. STRV down. Can we hit this lower plate? We already burned him. Burned him with HE. Ooh. And the other side also crumbled. We are immediately going on offensive here because we don't want to get stuck behind that location where we hanged out for the last 8 minutes. Because then they can easily flank me. As you see, this Astron Rex is going up where I am, but he is not expecting me to be up here. We don't know where the SU is, so we take our time. We don't want to stand up in the open to get shot. Can we hit the T-34? Yes, there's the SU. Is he peeking? He is actually peeking. Here he does a fatal mistake by engaging the Tortoise. I don't know why he's expecting to have armor versus me. I guess sometimes they do. Ah, unlucky bounce. We hit the cupola actually there, and we still bounced. Man, that T-34s, T-30, T-32, man, those cupolas are so good, actually. What I'm trying to do here is I'm pushing the advantage. I know it's 2 minutes left, but I need to try and win this game. We need to get this SU-100 away from his little cooldown, or the T-34 away from his cooldown that it was operating. And the SU actually moved out. That's good for us. All we need to do is keep him mindful of him. We want him to kind of overcommit and go for us, because his turning is ridiculously bad. Oof. Thank God the T-34 was not really prepared. And now we are sort of... We want to bait this SU-100 to make a mistake to go for us, because we will turn quickly enough. And if he gets close enough... Oh, that's a good shot. We could track him. Can we finish him? No, but we keep in mindful of the SU. And we just bait him to get in, and now we essentially got him. He can't get away, he overcommitted. And we got him. But now we have the problem. The mobility of Tortoise. We need to hunt down a T-34. And I don't think I've said this a lot, but a T-34 is actually faster than us. So we need to be very, 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 very correct movements here. If it dives down to the left, I probably don't catch him. If it dives down behind a rock, I can maybe surprise him. If we continue straight forward, we should get him. Come on, Chonky boy. Alright, there we go. There we go. He's a Chonky boy, the Tortoise, and there we have the T-34. Can we get him? No! No. RNG, come on. RNG, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh, okay, RNG. Thank you so much for not doing that. Thank you so much for helping me. Alright, there we go. There's a Tortoise in his defensive posture in a really bonkers game. But anyway, that's it for the gameplay. Let's check the post-game and then the garage. And we got the post-game here. We had a whooping 8,566. 8 kills, no spotting, but 5,350 blocking. And we got some various medals there. Pretty neat. Pretty good defensive game, I would say. And we look at the score. Our team, well, the Tiger 2 does perform really well as well, surprisingly. No, the Tiger 2 is a beast tank, but we have ourselves 1895 base XP. That is a big chunker XP, I take it. And we actually managed to make some credits. I say, good job, HE. But alright, let's head into the garage and do a little bit overview of the crew, equipment, consumables, and field modification. And welcome to my garage, where we will go over the crew, equipment, consumables, and shells, with lastly field modification. But if we start with the crew, with the commander, and go downwards. The commander, simple, brothers in arms, sixth sense, repair, then recon, and then lastly firefighting. For the gunner, you pick brothers in arms, repair, snapshot, concealment, and firefighting. You might think tank destroyer snapshot. Why? It's because you have quite a wide arc with the Tortoise, and in that arc, where you move the gun, that's where snapshot actually will help you. So it gives that a little bit gun handling, even though we're amazing. I mean, why not pump it up even more? For the driver, brothers in arms, and then repair, clutch braking, off-road driving, and then pick firefighting or concealment, depending on you aggressive or defensive. I tend to be mid-ish, so I go both firefighting or concealment, how I feel like it. But why we pick repairs before clutch braking off-road is because when we are aggressive, we don't want to be tracked or bogged down. And we need clutch braking more than off-road driving because we need a lot of turning instead of just gradually turning that you get with the off-road driving. For the radio operator, brothers in arms, repair, situation awareness, and then concealment firefighting. Up to you. Loader, brothers in arms, safe stowage. I think safe stowage is it's sort of important, somewhat. It's not super, but it's good to have. And then repair, and then firefighting. I actually think we pick safe storage first and then repairs, just for the moment. And for the second loader, we don't have to pick safe storage, so we can pick adrenaline rush. We could pick actually, instead of adrenaline rush, pick intuition, just to get that quick reload over to HE or from HE to AP. And then we pick repairs, and then firefighting / concealment. For the equipment, I go with this. We have rammer, ventilation, and turbo. The way you could also set it up is to skip the turbo, because we don't get the lots of speed. It's more that we get better turning with it and slight mobility. Yeah, we get the speed, but how much quicker? It's 4 kilometers quicker. It doesn't make too much difference for this tank. It makes some difference, of course, but it's not too much. But as a second one, I would easily pick improved hardening, just because of the extra hit points, the more suspension durability, so you don't get tracked less easily. And yeah, pretty much it. Like, you just beef up the tank a little bit more. And as we're gonna choose the second bonus attribute, we pick that for survivability, and then we get even more hit points. And that will come into effect later on when we go over field modification. I don't see how you build this tank in many different ways. You could maybe... No, I don't see many different ways actually. For the for the consumables, ammunition, I don't think you go 20 HE. It must be something I left over and forgot to change. But I think you definitely pick 10. Like 5 to 10. 10, honestly. I think you honestly pick 10 because you got 120 10. You tear people up. Low armor tanks, you just waste them immediately. It's absolutely brilliant. And we need a lot of AP and APCR, because we are gonna be firing really quickly with our 5.5 second reload. And you spend the shells very quickly for a late game. For consumables, fairly easy. Just pick food instead of firefighting. Automatic fire extinguisher. I don't see much of else of use, to be honest. You can have a large repair kit, large first aid kit, if you feel like it. But let's go over the field modification, where I think is very interesting for this tank. If you get in here, we have the first one. We pick the reinforced suspension. Yes, we are hampering our hull traverse, but I'm thinking for myself here is that when I'm aggressive, we don't want to be tracked. And when we are aggressive, we putting the tempo and we putting We are putting the tempo, we are putting the sort of motion into game. We are choosing the fight, so we are gonna be pushing them back instead. So we won't be as easily overtaken because we are directing the gameplay in front of us, or the match. And for the next one is the smaller aiming circle. I see why not. We will see here as well. We're losing 0.08. We're gaining 0.08 aim time, and that is virtually nothing. And we almost gain 1 dot in dispersion, which is adding up, so we can be even more accurate on the move, and not on the move by sniping and such. For the next one, we are definitely picking the view range, just because it's a tank that will be aggressive. We are losing very little. Don't mind the venting system there. It's a bug in the game. It shows wrong, but it's a small thing that it says 6%. You must think, oh no, we're gonna always be spotted. But it's a big chunker tank, and it's hard to hide it anyway. And most likely when we open fire, we are gonna be aggressive on them, like you saw me versus the STRV in the video. Just go at them and then pound them down. And to gain the extra view range is always good to have. Always good to have, even more than the top. Then the top, I would say, is 445, but you want to have more because then you spot easier. Break the camera value of the tanks. For the last one, I honestly think we go with the faster reload. Less hit points, protection from crew from injuries. It's only really the commander that dies over and over and over and over when they shoot for the cupola. And he tends to do that quite frequently. So sometimes it can backfire, but I think most of the time is gonna benefit us with this extra reload. The 2% vehicle hit points, it doesn't really hurt too much because we're getting 1%. So de facto, it's minus 1% vehicle hit points. So we lose 10 hit points. We lose 10 hit points by earning, how much do we earn? We earn 0.2 seconds of our reload. But that will actually add up with this tank, because we are a very fast firing tank, and we are not hitting below 4 seconds reload. And that's where sort of you don't really need to push it down even more. The 5.3 seconds, that's gonna be crazy when you get out there. We have a ridiculous DPM that you never use in a battle. Very rarely do you use the full DPM here. But like I talked a little bit before with the equipment, on the second slot category we pick survivability, just because we can have the second build where we choose improved hardening to gain a little bit more hit points. Then we're gonna even be above this baseline hit points. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Tortoise, I would say. It's a fun, beastie, chonky, insane DPM, and is a terror on the battlefield. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and stay tuned because there will be more. I'm out of here.